This is India Global. I turn attention now to the latest as far as Sunita Williams is concerned. She went for 8 days. She stuck there for 8 months. And a NASA-SpaceX mission that aimed to clear the way for the 2 stranded astronauts to get back to Earth has now been further postponed. The rocket aimed to fly 4 new crew members to the International Space Station, pave the way for the return of Sunita Williams and the astronaut Wilmore. But it looks like that their delay continues unabated. What's the reason for it? How long are they likely to be there? And most importantly, what is happening to their bodies as they stay in space much longer than what they originally intended to? This report tells you the entire story in detail.
NASA postponed mission to bring back stranded astronauts Sunita Williams, Butch Wilmore.
Stuck in space for 9 months.
Last-minute technical issue with the rocket's launch pad.
Wait to bring back astronauts
Launch,
continues.
unfortunately, due to the hydraulic ground issue.
The wait to bring back astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore continues, as SpaceX delayed a mission for the return of the duo stranded on the International Space Station. The delay was attributed to a last-minute technical issue with the rocket's launch pad. NASA's SpaceX Crew 10 is now targeting a launch no earlier than 7:03 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. The pair has been stuck in space for 9 months as the planned 8-day stay aboard the ISS dragged on after a trip on Boeing's faulty Starliner. NASA had moved up the mission by 2 weeks after US President Donald Trump and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk called for the astronauts to be brought back earlier than the US Space Agency had planned. Williams said earlier this month that she was looking forward to spending time with her family upon returning home. However, the astronauts are likely to face some daunting challenges when they return. Experts caution that the Earth's gravity could overwhelm their weakened bodies, which have been exposed to microgravity for an extended period. They will need up to 6 weeks of intensive rehabilitation to help restore muscle strength and bone density. Both astronauts will have experienced the equivalent of 9 years' worth of radiation exposure. This prolonged exposure raises the risk of cancer and cardiovascular diseases. Williams recently said that she was trying to remember what it's like to walk. While that might seem a challenge when she returns to Earth, she will find more than 8 billion voices cheering for her when the spacecraft's light blazes across the universe. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report, NDTV World. All right, Dr. Ravi joins me to talk more on this. He's a former NASA scientist, a global space ambassador. So thank you so much for joining me today. And help us understand that a stay that was supposed to be 8 days is now 8 months and counting. What is the kind of impact this is having on the 2 astronauts?
Very good question. First of all, thanks for inviting me. It's a great opportunity for me to present, what we are thinking in terms of, those people. They're not really stuck in space, nor they're stranded. We have had people, even before them, staying more than 400 days actually in space, and some 374 days. Yes, it does make a big impact on the muscle and bone mass loss. Fluid shifts, which because you're not standing, all the body weight, is not taken by, the fluids go down basically, and you have a major problem with the cardiovascular system. So to compensate that, we have training exercises and make sure that, these exercises compensate for what is happening to their bodies. Now, as far as the, stay goes, yes, we have to, space travel is extremely difficult job, and launching humans is even more. I have launched 100 space shuttles with 700 astronauts, so I know safety is the utmost important, and we are not going to let safety compromise anything else. And we are always looking at the safety of astronauts first, and make sure they're safe in space. And as they come back to Earth, we are already planning to to have exercises and cardiovascular studies and stuff like that. I met many astronauts as they came from people from Australia and stuff like that.
Yes.
Andy Thomas, and they do have some repercussions when they come back to Earth. But NASA has done these studies over a period of 20 years. I've been with NASA since 1986. I'm retired. 88. I'm retired. But I know about human safe.
So then,
space
Dr. Ravi, I
flights.
want to ask you this: that after
Yeah.
these astronauts come back, how long will they have to recover? How long will the process take before they are fit for another space travel expedition?
Good question. I think more than 4 to 6 months should be plenty. But again, it depends on the amount of muscular loss and stuff like that. So what, we need to assess how their body has been in space for these years. And we know by default, as from the past astronauts, we know by default that muscle function is a problem. So we'll do treadmill exercises, resistance exercises. We have cardiovascular problems. We'll do heart conditioning, neurological problems. We have vitamin D and calcium for bone recovery and things like that. So yes, we have sent astronauts back within 6 months of coming back.
Finally, Dr. Ravi, at the end of the day, it is about mental conditioning. Yes, the bodies go through everything and more, but it's the mental conditioning that's important. How do you see that being taken care of after the astronauts come back to Earth?
Well, I think that mental conditioning will always be a problem because of their loneliness and other neurological problems. But I think once they come to Earth, we have a lot of support system on the ground to help them to make sure that that condition is taken away. It's like isolation. Basically, you come out of isolation, you have all your people, and that changes the complexity of your problems. And also we have doctors on the ground, doctors in space. They're all continuously checked 24/7, even in space. So we know their condition as we go along every single minute of the day and night. Because ISS is monitored 24/7, 365 days.
All right, we leave it there. Dr. Ravi, thank you so much for taking out the time. As I said at the beginning, which is that it was an 8-day expedition. It's 8 months and counting. It's the mental conditioning of the astronauts that's the reason why they're still there, chirpy as hell, and ensuring that their spirits remain high.